right, everyone, welcome back. This dropped last night. I'm a little late, about 10 hours late on this information. But I wanted to take a look at probably my most hyped character so far of 4.x, which is ASHVEIL. I think his design's cool. I think his animations are good. They are pretty solid. I think they're cool, you know. Anyways, you can watch them yourself if you want to. Scroll down here. Because we started to get some information about this guy. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on how the character is looking right now. Not good. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. We have, depending on how you want to count Sparkle, now that you're going to be able to get it for free, 2 cost, 3 cost, 4 cost, 7 cost, 1 cycle on it's just not good. I guess it's not good enough. So what should your pull plans be for Mr. ASHVEIL? He is a follow-up attacker. He's doing pretty solid damage. I think it's really hard to tell, like, APV or DPAV with these runs, because these guys, like I hate to say it, they just don't want to play the game. It's like super unoptimized. It's not probably exactly how you should be playing the characters. I don't think it excuses the fact that it's a 1 cycle, but to be fair, they don't know how to play the game. We don't know what his best team is going to look like. I mean, I would assume instead of Sparkle, you probably want Robin instead. Tribby's probably fine in the team. I don't think you want Adventuring over Don Hung, only because... So you're running Adventuring on this team, for instance, for Fei Zhao. Because the leakers did come out and say he was a sub-DPS. That he... Like, his best main slot DPS is going to be released sometime in the future. So people are running him with Fei Zhao, I feel like, because they heard, oh, hey, it's a sub-DPS. We're going to run him with a follow-up attacker. Even though they explicitly stated that it wasn't... Like, this is not going to be usable for the previous follow-up attack characters. We do have a 0 cycle here with a Fei Zhao, but this is like... Is it a pretty high-cost team for that? I think you'd actually have more success using the cost of the 3 Fei Zhaos and 1 Lycona Fei Zhao and putting it into these characters instead. I think ASHVEIL works right now a lot better as a hyper carry than a sub DPS. I think Fei Zhao drags the team down quite a bit from watching these clears. Her damage is just, it's literally the same as ASHVEIL, but she's on a much bigger cooldown. Because like all her damage is like in her ultimate, and it feels like, it just feels slow. So I feel like Fei Zhao is probably not good on this team. You definitely want an action advancer. So I like, Robin. I think it's probably going to end up being like Tribby, Robin, and Don Hung per Master Terrae. Like, that feels like a pretty solid team for me for ASHVEIL. Sparkle, I don't know what we need Sparkle for. I don't know if she's doing more than Robin, or if they're just running her because she's like free now, kind of. I mean, E1 isn't, but Sparkle will be free in like a couple days here, so I'm not too sure. But it's not looking good for ASHVEIL for like low cost clears or anything. I don't think he's that impressive. I do think he could definitely use some buffs. I think his numbers need to go up a little bit, and I'm still kind of confused on how part of his kit works. And it's, let's see, not this part, because this part's good. Like, he's actually solid. Like, this is good. I mean, on paper, he's good. I just don't think, like the leaker said, he doesn't really have a team yet that's super, super good. But then again, like I said, it could just be these people running very unoptimized teams and playing very poorly. It's this gluttony thing. Where's the... Oh, it's probably right here. Yeah, like charge, and for each 4 stacks of gluttony possessed, consumes 4 stacks to additionally deal lightning damage equal to 600% of his attack. During the enhanced talents follow-up attack, if there was, ASHVEIL will continue to consume gluttony to deal damage to a new bait. Like, what I don't really know how this works yet. I haven't seen enough clears, but we'll see how effective this is. This whole thing really. Once we get a little bit more clears, I think. Looking at his Eidolons, like his base kit's pretty good. I'll say, go back to this, like his base kit's pretty good for like a sub DPS. He's doing a lot of debuffing. It feels like more so than actually buffing other characters. To be fair though, he does do like he increases a lot of crit damage for allies, which is really really good. He whereas like 80% extra damage on a follow-up attack, 80% extra crit damage on a follow-up attack. He's lowering the defense by 40%. His light cone as well. Let me pull this up. His light cone. That is not ASHVEIL. Where is it? There it is. His light cone's also reducing defense by 12%, which isn't that crazy, but like he's reducing a lot of defense, and you know that I usually say that. Maybe not though, but you know, I think E0S1 is like the bare minimum for characters nowadays. I don't think that, like, if you're running anything lower than E0S1, you shouldn't summon for the character. Just gonna be straight up honest with you. E1 is pretty good. E2 is a little bit better. I think his like if you want to stop summoning for the character, I would say you go for E2. I mean, I don't think there's any reality where you don't go for E2. This guy is just not strong enough right now. And if you're looking for a character that's really going to push you over the edge in endgame content compared to, you know, Sparzy, or it really, I mean, Yao Guang is going to be more efficient later on. Yeah, spoiler alert, so skip this part if you don't want to hear anything. Silverwolf SP is coming out in 4.2. It's pretty much a guarantee. As well as Yay Sakura is coming out in 4.2. They're both Elation main DPSs. Yay Sakura is going to be run with, or Evanescia is going to be run with, Yao Guang is going to be on her team, and Silverwolf is going to be run with Sparzy. From what we can tell, Sparzy is going to be necessary for that Silverwolf team. So if you're looking to summon for a sub DPS that's going to push you over the edge in endgame content, let you compete in plight stages, let you compete in king stages and getting 0 cycles on that, 100% summon for Sparzy over summoning for ASHVEIL. If you want to use your pulls wisely. If you have enough for like an E2 character, just summon for Sparzy E2. She's going to be much more useful later on in the patch as well. I mean, like, her team is going to be part of the flagship, like, Castra's team. That'd be like summoning for Evernight in 3.0. You know, if instead of Aglaya they released Evernight, just do that. She's going to be a staple of that team, and I don't think she's leaving that team. So if you're looking for my opinion on pulls, just summon for Sparzy E2. Forget about ASHVEIL. He's not usable right now. You probably just summon for him on a rerun if you're only summoning for that much. However, if you're like me, I'm summoning for E6 ASHVEIL. I'm just going to get him. I think he's going to be pretty strong. They don't have like a publicly accessible beta yet to test teams out on the new patch or anything, so I can't really tell you what he does at E6 because there isn't a clear at E6. I guess, hold on, actually. I guess maybe I could check YouTube or something. Let's see if we can get my live reaction to something. Give me 1 second. E6 ASHVEIL. Okay, sorry. It looks like my answer is a no. So yeah. So we're not looking. You know, I can't get like an E6 character, but I do think he'll be solid at E6. I mean, his E6 is pretty good. When, like, how do I put this? Like. He's buffing the entire team's all-type res pen, which is fine. I do think you run like 3 supports with him. Right now, like, you have to run him as a main DPS. I think that is his most effective role at the moment until they release a follow-up attacker. We'll see like Seal Nova Flare. If they make Seal Nova Flare a follow-up attacker, like, who knows, dude? Like, this could be crazy. Or if it's like Himiko SP coming out later in the patch, according to leakers, like, hey, that could be kind of cool, you know, if she's a follow-up attacker. I mean, she is right now. So maybe that's it. But the leakers did say that we're waiting like 180 days or something like that. Like we're waiting longer than releases in between Kafka and Black Swan for his main DPS. So we'll see. I don't know how this is going to look. But his E6 looks pretty good. I mean, stacking 3% increased damage 30 times is pretty solid. That's 90% damage increase. Like, that's pretty crazy because this gluttony stuff you're going to be getting pretty fast with his E2. Allows you to get a lot of those. And then this is probably one of the most boring E4s in the game. But it is not bad, though. Like, 40% increase of attack is pretty solid. Overall, I think his E6 is good. I think his E6 is going to be really, really exciting to see. I think you'll get a lot of big numbers. Maybe not big numbers. I shouldn't say that because when I'm thinking big numbers, I'm thinking like Caster Assault. But like, it'll be very, very efficient damage. I feel like. I think that's the way to put it. You're ignoring, like a lot of the synergies that he's going to have with follow-up attackers running him as the main DPS. So it's like it's a decent power budget in his kit. You know, like this, and this are really only going to be usable by him in his follow-up attack since you're not really running any follow. I mean, if you're running Tribby, I guess that counts, but Tribby's not exactly a damage-dealing character. So, you know, there's like some stuff there. I do think he could probably use a buff in like V3 or V4 or whatever. Like, if you just want to up some of these numbers, maybe. But I think they're a little bit nervous because obviously Hoyoverse knows who the main DPS of this character is going to be. Like, they know what the main DPS probably does at this point, roughly. So they're making him this strong because they know if they make him any stronger, that team's going to be a little bit too good. And they want to ship, you know, they want to ship the new stuff. They don't want to ship like, oh, hey, you can run like this new DPS and also just like adventuring Robin like you have always. They want to sell you 4 new Elation characters, 4 new light cones, you know, stuff like that. So more than 4 Elation characters, actually. It's going to be like actually, I think 8 Elation characters. But, you know, so I think he's fine. I do think he's good. I think at E6 he'll be really solid. I'll say it again. If you're not getting this character E6, please do not summon for this character. If you have like an E6 Fei Zhao, maybe I could see, like, if you want to summon for E2 ASHVEIL and have E6 Fei Zhao, that's okay. I can get it. She's not terrible with him. The only problem with like the clears that I was watching is that Fei Zhao is just not doing enough damage to stand the team. Like, she feels like Agito in the Sukuna Gojo fight. Like, she just like doesn't hold up with the rest of the. She just doesn't hold up with the rest of the people in the game right now. It's bad. Like, she doesn't do enough damage. When ASHVEIL's doing as much damage as her, and he's supposed to be a sub DPS, obviously she's old. I mean, she's an old character, so you know, power creep is gonna be there. That's not what I'm playing about. I just don't think she's just not exciting anymore. Like, she doesn't have that aura anymore, man. She's just doing like pretty average damage with really flashy long animations, which makes it even worse, you know. Because I think Fei Zhao's ultimate's like one of the nicer animations in the game, and it just does like 650,000 damage. But yeah, so if you have E6 Fei Zhao, sure. If you want to summon for like E2 ASHVEIL, but even then, like, I feel like if you have E6 Fei Zhao, you have to summon for at least E2 ASHVEIL. Otherwise, I feel like it's just kind of a waste of a pull. You know, I feel like you can probably just get the same value that you're going to get from ASHVEIL from like even like a Cypher, you know, like just run that instead. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I feel like E2, if you have a very high cost Fei Zhao, and E6 if you're running him as a main DPS. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth summoning for. I will be summoning for him in like 2 months, like March 25th, I think he drops. So it's gonna be a while, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for him. I like his design. I like his animations. I like his Japanese voice actor. It's pretty sick. It's Toji from JJK, which is awesome. So I'll be E6ing him. I'll be posting content on this eventually. Once the beta comes out, like sort of the reverse rooms beta. I'll be posting some content with that, so that should be exciting. I'll try a couple different teams with him. So my account doesn't have a lot of the mainstays on a follow-up attack team. The main one being Robin, which I'm gonna have to hope that she reruns soon to get her E2 and call it a day. But other than that, I guess that's my 2 cents. So thank you guys for watching. I'm very excited for ASHVEIL. One of my favorite looking characters in the game, but I'm a sucker for the 0.1 males. I summoned from My Day as well, who's kind of the same energy as ASHVEIL in terms of his kit. Like, he's kind of underwhelming a little bit. You know, he's definitely made to be a sub DPS for a better DPS coming out eventually. My Day for Castrus, and we don't really know who it is for ASHVEIL yet, but I'm excited. If I get him E6, he'll be runnable on my team for the rest of the time, so he'll always be a staple on the team no matter who the main DPS becomes. But thank you guys.